I want to apologize in advance for how boring my video will be compared to most others that are going to be shown. I also want to say that I'm remaking this for the billionth time, because when I made my first one, I wasn't really as relaxed about it, and I was stressing about it, and it was god-awful. But I want to start and say that the things that I've learned in AP Language and Composition this year can be broken down into two things, maybe three. The things that Ms. Shota's taught me, the things that the class has taught me, or my classmates, and the thing that everyone in a whole has taught me, including Ms. Shote. Ms. Shote has taught me how to take the argumentative skills that I thought I had last year and how to put them on steroids. I can now write an argumentative essay and feel fairly confident that I've got my point across. I can also look at someone else's argument and lay it out and notice the flaws and tear it down. Something I didn't really like doing when we actually had to do it, but liked learning, was the rhetorical analysis. I like learning about the devices that a writer uses to get their point across and to achieve their purpose that they're trying to achieve, to get an audience to agree with a certain point of view, or to get them to do what they wanted them to do. The main thing that stuck with me through rhetorical analysis was ethos, pathos, and logos, the big three things. They appeal to emotions, ethics, and logic. I also learned how to look at a bunch of sources on a certain subject and how to form my own opinion and make my own argument from those sources, and how to use the sources to back up my argument. Michelle also taught me to enjoy reading nonfiction books. Before this class, I read mostly fiction, and I have to say I absolutely loved Outliers almost more than a lot of the fiction books that I have read. It was very interesting learning about all the psychological things he talked about, and also his background that he talks about in the last few chapters, or maybe it was the last. She also taught me to watch more educational things. I never really spent much time watching much of anything before this class. Usually just sit in my room and play games and do my homework. But now I go on YouTube occasionally and watch stuff from Vsauce, Numberphile. They're really interesting. Numberphile's not so much educational, but it's entertaining to watch what they do. She also taught me to strive to be knowledgeable in anything, to read up on current events, and that way when I'm faced with an argumentative essay or when I'm in an argument outside of the classroom, I can pull on my knowledge and use that to my advantage to maybe win the argument or to have some sort of stalemate. Michelle also taught me how to, when I'm reading these nonfiction books, to annotate them, which will help me later on in AP Literature next year. Moving on to what the class has taught me. The class has taught me, or my fellow classmates, you guys have taught me how to not really judge, and I don't mean that in a negative way. It was just really interesting to get into the Socratic circles that we got into and to talk about what we had to talk about, the controversial things we had to talk about, or just all the different things, all the different articles we read. You guys would come up with these opinions that I didn't think about, or come up with a point of view that I hadn't considered, and it just opened my eyes to things that I didn't think about before. And you guys taught me that everyone has their own special little knowledge about something that they're really passionate about and that they know a lot about, and that you can pull on that or really do a good job when we're talking about what we're talking about, when you can use that knowledge. And to close, to say what the class as a whole, including Michelle, has taught me, it is to strive to challenge myself, to not always take the easy road, because honestly AP was not that easy of a course for me. It was a challenging course, and I was used to doing the bare minimum before this class. I would do what I had to do to get by, and I would come home. But Over this year, I've learned to challenge myself that it makes things more fun and entertaining, and that I'll learn more if I do that. And overall, it's just been a great experience, and I've enjoyed being in this class with everyone. Thank you.